Hello everyone. Today's video we're gonna continue on the kinematics of particle series with another question that we have, and we're gonna solve it here together. If that is the first time for you in the channel, I already did 2 videos about kinematics to kind of like get to know the 1-dimension questions, the 2-dimension questions, and this one is kind of required the theta, and I'll show you how to use the kinematics to get like 2 cities on this stuff. So yeah, let's get started. The question said the muzzle velocity of the long range rifle at A is u 4 meters per second, and if you can see here, u here is constant, is the same u. And he said determine the 2 angles of elevation theta which will permit at a projectile to hit a mountain target B here. So it launch one time from here and launch one time here. We're just changing the angle by the same point, which is 1.5 kilometers height, 5 kilometers distance. Alright, I encourage you to stop the video, try to do it by yourself, and then go back to check if your answer matches what we're gonna do here. Alright, so let's get started. As I mentioned, most of the videos I like try down all the given they say to us about it. So u equal 400 meters per second, that's the velocity, and here velocity constant from anywhere is going to be the same velocity. That means a equal to 0. That's why I like to write down the given, so like I have all the numbers that I want in any equation. Okay, it didn't say anything else except this one, height, which is y equal, I'm gonna change kilometers to meters, 1500 meters, and I will change also x to 5000 meters. Alright, so let's get started. I always like to start with x direction. Okay, kinematics. If you don't know the equations, v final equal v initial plus at x or y vi t plus half at squared plus 1 v final squared equal v initial squared plus 2as. Okay, which one we should use? So kind of like this one, I have everything, so kind of I don't need it. Don't have v final and we don't have v initial, is only v initial only, so this one will not work. The same thing here. So the best one to use is this one, because as I say, velocity is constant, so we don't need to get a v final. The only one missing that we have here is t. And here also the v initial will have, that's v cosine theta, v sine theta, as we mentioned in the last video. On any 2D problem, u gonna be 2 components, so u cosine theta and u sine theta. Alright, so as I mentioned, we're gonna use this one. So x, this one is delta x, so when I'm writing down x final equal x initial, it's just if you take it to the other side, x final minus x initial is delta x. Okay, plus v t plus half a t squared. Right, so v final, which is 5000, v initial 0, starting from 0 to 5000, so is 0. V initial, which is gonna be vi cosine theta, as I mentioned, any x direction will be vi cosine theta multiplied by t plus here the point of like was really important is the same v. You're not changing the acceleration, so like velocity squared is acceleration is equal to 0, so all of that equal to 0. Okay, that's pretty much it, but I would try to make it in terms of t, so we'll try to get theta. So like I want to cancel t with the other equations. So yeah, there's only 5,000 divided by vi cosine theta. That is the first equation. Okay, let's get the y direction. Y direction. We're gonna use the same equation. Didn't change anything. It's gonna be the same thing. So yf equal yi plus vit. That's the only part is gonna change, plus half gt squared. That is gravity. Okay, so y final. Let's write down numbers. Y final is 1500. 1500 equal, starting from 0 to 1500, so that's 0, plus vit, we say y direction will be v sine theta t, and gravity, because we're going up, is going to be negative, so we can write it now down like negative half multiplied by 9.8 t squared. Alright, making sense? If up is negative, down is positive, no matter what you want, but like I'm usually like to do that to not make it complicated for me. Up is negative, down is positive. Okay, so yeah, I think that is the second equation. Okay, so let's put 1 and 2. Okay, we're gonna move h3 and we're gonna put these numbers. Okay, so 15,000 equal v sine theta multiplied by 5,000 vi cosine theta minus have 9.8 multiplied by 5,000 v naught cosine theta squared. Okay, now we're gonna come up with the fun part. Sine over cosine. Oh, I didn't do it yet, so my bad. Okay, let's write it down. We're gonna move v. We have v already. V is 400, so 5,000, 1500. V is 400 sine theta multiplied by 5,000 over 400 cosine theta. You see this 400 and 400 gonna cancel out, minus 4.9. Try to remove as much numbers I can do. 400 cosine theta squared. Okay, awesome. All right, so let's try to simplify it more. Sine over cosine is tangent, right? So 5,000 tangent tan theta. That looks good for me. Minus, and here we're gonna make it by the calculator, be easier for you. You're just gonna make 4.9 multiplied by 5,000 squared over 400 squared. I get 765.6, and here 1 over cosine squared, we can make it cosec squared, right? Sec squared, my bad. Sec squared theta, right? 1 over cosine, and that's all over squared, so it will be sec squared. Okay, and we know that sec squared theta equal 10 squared theta plus 1. Okay, that's if you didn't take it before, but like that's something like well known, that sec squared theta equal 10 theta plus 1. Okay, so same numbers, 10 theta minus 765.16, 10 squared theta plus 1. I'm gonna divide it by, I want to get 10 squared theta by itself, so negative 765.6. Okay, divided everywhere with this number. And I'm kind of also gonna take this one. I want to make quadratic equation, so this one will be, it's gonna go with negative, and then it will be divided by negative, it will be positive. So let's do it. So 10 squared theta plus 1 minus 5000 divided by this this number, it will be 6.53 10 theta plus 1.96 equals 0. Okay, you see this plus 1, let's add it here, so make it easier for us. So 2.96. Alright, now is the easiest thing, the quadratic equation. You can do it by the quadratic formula. For the time of the video, I will try to make it by the calculator to make it easier for us to not take more time. So 10 theta equal 10 theta 1, 6.03, 10 theta 2 equals 0.44. Okay, that makes sense for me to see this number is bigger than this number, so 10, like here 10 2 is bigger, so I'll make this the theta 2 and the theta 1. Doesn't matter. You want to get like making sense, like that 10 1 will be smaller than 10 2. Okay, now we can get theta 2 equal 10 inverse 6.03, 10 to theta 2 equal 80.6. Also double check 0.03. Yep, and here theta 1 equal 10 inverse 0.44, so theta 1 equal 26.01. Alright, if you have any question, please let me know. That's all what is required. It's kind of like easy if you know how to put the equation together. I know here like kind of like a lot of numbers, but try to not make a mistake on it, and it should be right. If you have any question, please write down in comments. If that is your first time in the channel, please subscribe. We make a lot of videos about physics, statics, dynamics, all of the stuff for the college level, but also can work for the high school level. And see you next week. See you next video.